But let's talk about them. You know who I mean, because it looks like time is finally running out for the Montecito Massive, the Duke and Duchess of Netflix, the High Plains Grifters. We've got lots of names for them. That's right, we're talking about Harry and Meghan. Why, you ask? Because the truth is starting to seep out of those well-upholstered limousines, those multi-million-pound private jets, those glitzy parties and all that charitable work. And the news is just in. The Archewell Foundation, the charity set up by the social climbing champions of 2022, is running out of road. Donations to the charity are down this year by $11 million, and it's now in the red to the tune of over £500,000. The truth of the matter is that people have just stopped giving them money, and their profit of $9 million from 2021 has now completely evaporated. The only man left smiling in the whole deal is the couple's right-hand man and boss of the Archewell Foundation, James Holt, who has managed to obtain a 280% pay rise of £133,000. Well done, that man. But tragically for Harry and Meghan, all these figures have been made public because they have had to file a tax return in the US of A. And they're desperately trying to shore up their support at this critical and difficult time. The shameless pair have released a video describing the impact of the charity so far, which apparently employs 5 people for 6-figure sums of money. And they've shared various clips of their good works, just one day after William and Kate put out their own family video. The clock is now definitely ticking on the grifters, it would seem, as America realises what we realised a couple of years ago. They're only interested in their own narrow little world, rubbing shoulders with the rich and famous, and milking their royal connections for money. Thankfully, it looks like that might all be coming to an end. Hasta la vista, Harry. Harry! 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 Joining me now to discuss this is the BBC's former royal correspondent and very, very well-read royal expert, Ms. Jennie Bond. Jennie, welcome to the Independent Republic of Mike Graham in the evening. It's a far more glorious time to be talking to you. This is not great news for the old High Plains grifters, as I'm calling them, is it?
Yeah, I think you've put it all very well. A little bit harshly, maybe. Yes, obviously, it's very bad news for the foundation. It is in the red for the past financial year, but it does have cash and assets, we're told, of some, I think, £6.6 million. So it's not bust, it's not gone broke. And there are some unaudited figures for this year, 2023, which will be filed, obviously, in about a year's time, which suggest that donations have gone up a little bit again, probably to around £4 million. Nothing like it was at the beginning. This is absolutely true. A dramatic fall away. And the donations that were given in the financial year that's just gone, when they got about £2 million, largely came, almost entirely came from just 2 donors. So, yeah, it's looking rather shaky, to say the least.
Well, I think that's right, because I don't know how much of a suspicious character you are. I'm quite a suspicious character, and my points are sort of about who would be donating the money. And I do wonder, when I saw these figures, I wondered if the large donation that hasn't come this year was actually from Harry, and whether one of the 2 large donations this year was actually from Harry, because, you know, it would be madness if it wasn't from Harry in a way, because if you set up a foundation and you're as wealthy as these guys are, you'd probably put some of your own money in, wouldn't you?
You're very, very naughty. You really are. I hadn't thought of that. And I mean, Harry's often pleading poverty, isn't he? He said he's cut off by his family and didn't have enough money. I think we should actually point out that the foundation has done some good work, because in this impact report that's come out, 25 pages long, they do say that they've helped a lot of Nigerian girls, for example, about 2,500 Nigerian young girls with menstrual products and health help, and that they gave mental support after the traumatic earthquakes in Turkey and Syria. They've given money to the Halo Trust, which is the landmine campaign that Diana was involved with in Angola. I was there with her. So there has been some very good work, but perhaps the business is not run quite as efficiently as it might be.
Well, this is the trouble with charitable organisations, and we know it all the way from, you know, Save the Children, Oxfam, all the way down to maybe smaller charities, that they've got a bill for their salaries, salaried staff of, say, 5 or 6 people, of over 600,000 quid. You know, that's an awful lot of money. If you're giving money to charity, you don't expect so much of it to be going to people who work there. But unfortunately, I'm not singling them out for that, but it's the kind of way of the world, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's big business, the charity world. I've learned that over the years. I think the real question here perhaps is it because the brand Sussex is not working anymore? That's what's being said everywhere. There are rumours awash that possibly her talent agency, Meghan's talent agency, is going to drop her. That their brand is becoming a little bit toxic. There's a lot of negativity, and in La La Land, it's all about positive vibes. It's Barbie world, isn't it?
Yeah.
So when you start getting negative vibes, it doesn't impact too well, perhaps, on those involved, in this case, Harry and Meghan.
Yes, exactly right. And what about the timing of this particular video? Because Kate and William had a lovely little spread in the papers yesterday, or this morning, actually, in some, of their little Christmas kind of get-together where they're giving out presents to people, to underprivileged children, and, emerging really very much as the kind of the king and queen of the future, everybody's favourite royals. I mean, she's done an incredible job, I think, Kate, as has William. And the fact that they haven't risen to any of the kind of bait that's come from either Harry and Meghan or Omid Scobie, I think has put them head and shoulders above Harry and Meghan.
Yeah, I always try and think the best of people. I really do. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I mean, this perhaps is one coincidence too far. This video Harry and Meghan put out coming just a few hours after that lovely, very charming video of George and Louis and Charlotte at a baby bank doing their little bit. I mean, it does seem extraordinary. I suppose you could argue perhaps that Harry and Meghan put out their flashy little video because these bad figures were coming out to do with Archewell. That is conceivable.
Yeah.
But it is one more attempt, it looks like, one more attempt to upstage the Waleses, and it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
It looks snide and unpleasant.
And it really doesn't look good, does it, when you get Omid Scobie, whether they will make out that he was not given their blessing or otherwise, for him to be embroiled in what can only be his own scandal of his own making, first denying that he'd put any names into the book manuscript at all. They come out in Holland, in the Netherlands, and suddenly that gets pulped. They have to re-edit the book. He then admits to having put them into another manuscript. Whether or not they gave him permission for that book doesn't matter. It's kind of damaged them, hasn't it?
It's a mess, and it's an unsavoury mess. And a pretty important PR expert has been quoted as saying that he feels that the brand Sussex has been badly damaged by this, and that Meghan, although her people, we don't hear from her people protest, they had nothing to do with the Omid Scobie book. Nevertheless, she seems guilty by association.
Yeah.
That's the view of one PR expert, and I think it might be quite a current view.
Yes, I think that's absolutely right. Well, we shall see how they approach the next 12 months, but I don't think it's looking great for them. We shall see. Jennie Bond, great to talk to you.